There is a liquid that costs only $3 but can stop rust permanently on metal surfaces. It does not slow down corrosion. It does not delay the decay. It stops rust completely at the molecular level. A single coat applied to the surface and rust never comes back. The United States military used this solution on warships in 1943. Blacksmiths in medieval England soaked every iron tool in it before storing them through the winter. Indigenous tanners across 4 continents have known about it for over 2,000 years. It bonds with iron oxide and converts the active rust layer into a glossy black waterproof surface in under 60 minutes. No sanding needed. No grinding needed. No expensive specialized equipment needed. Just $3 worth of powder mixed with warm water in a plastic bucket. But then someone in the boardroom of a massive corporation did the math. The global auto parts industry generates over $400 billion every year. Rust is the single biggest reason people have to replace body panels or exhaust systems. They realized a $3 solution that eliminates rust permanently is not an innovation to celebrate. It is an existential threat that must be neutralized immediately, 1,400 years before the first modern factory opened its doors. Leather workers in the ancient Roman Empire discovered something entirely by accident. They were soaking raw animal hides in water filled with crushed oak bark to make leather flexible, durable, and waterproof. The process was called tanning from the Latin word for oak. Every leather workshop in the empire used massive stone vats filled with this dark brown liquid. But something unexpected happened inside those vats that changed metallurgy forever. Every iron tool that touched the tanning solution stopped corroding. Knives that rusted within days in the humid Roman air stayed clean and sharp for months after a single soak. Iron buckles dropped into the tanning vats by accident came out coated in a thin, dark protective film that resisted both water and salt air. The tanners told the blacksmiths. The blacksmiths told the armorers, and the armorers told the generals. By the 2nd century, Roman legionnaires were treating iron weapons with concentrated oak bark extracts before long campaigns into hostile territories. Military blacksmiths at frontier outposts soaked chainmail in tannin baths after every river crossing and every rainstorm. And Rome was not alone in this discovery. By the 7th century, Persian metalworkers were using crushed pomegranate rind, which contains over 28% tannic acid, to protect sword blades from the brutal desert humidity. Japanese swordsmiths developed their own highly guarded version using fermented persimmon juice rich in condensed tannins. They brushed it onto the soft iron core of katana blades before the final clay tempering process. West African iron workers extracted tannins from acacia pods and applied them to machetes that survived 6 months of unrelenting tropical monsoon rain. Every civilization with iron and forests arrived at the exact same conclusion independently. This is not folklore. This is convergent chemistry discovered by observation across thousands of years and dozens of cultures. Fast forward to 1813 in a cramped laboratory in Paris, a French chemist named Michel-Eugène Chevreul isolated tannic acid as a pure compound for the first time in recorded history. He documented its reaction with iron oxide and published his findings in the most respected scientific journals in Europe. For the first time, laboratory science could explain what blacksmiths and tanners had known since antiquity. Tannic acid reacts with iron 3 oxide, the orange flaky compound we call rust, and converts it into iron 3 tannate. Iron tannate is a dark blue-black compound that is completely insoluble in water. It does not flake. It does not spread. It does not weaken the underlying metal. It bonds permanently to the steel surface at the molecular level. Chevreul described it as a chemical conversion rather than a surface coating. And that distinction matters enormously. A coating sits on top of rust and eventually peels away, exposing the problem to the elements once again. A conversion transforms the rust itself into the protective barrier. The disease becomes the cure. You apply the solution. The rust converts, and the surface seals itself from the inside out. By 1850, the British Royal Navy began formal testing of tannic acid solutions on massive iron warship hulls docked at Portsmouth Harbor. Results were meticulously documented in maintenance logs preserved at the National Archives. Ships treated with tannin solutions showed 60% less hull corrosion over a 5-year period than identical ships treated with standard lead-based paints. 60% less corrosion with a simple natural solution that cost pennies per gallon. The Admiralty immediately expanded testing to anchor chains, rudder assemblies, and below waterline fittings across the entire Channel fleet. But the ultimate test of this chemistry came almost a century later. In 1939, the world went to war, and rust became a full-scale military emergency. Sherman tanks, shipped across the Atlantic, arrived in North Africa with corroded track links and seized turret rings. Rifles stored in Pacific Island, humidity jammed shut within weeks as moisture ate through standard gun oil coatings. The War Department launched a classified materials preservation program in 1941 at the Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland. Researchers tested over 200 anti-corrosion compounds on steel panels inside accelerated salt spray chambers. The results were declassified in 1947, and they remain absolutely devastating to the modern commercial coatings industry. Tannic acid outperformed every single synthetic rust inhibitor in the Aberdeen program, not by a small margin, but by a staggering one. A 4% solution applied to pre-rusted panels withstood over 1,000 hours of continuous salt spray without failure. The nearest synthetic competitor failed at barely 600 hours. Procurement officers began ordering tannic acid in bulk for depots across 3 theaters of war: Jeep chassis, ammunition cans, rifle barrels, bridge components, and landing craft hinges were all treated with the exact same $3 solution. After 1945, the chemical industry had a massive problem on its hands. Companies had spent the entire war investing millions into manufacturing facilities for synthetic petroleum-based primers and rust inhibitors. They had built enormous sales teams, distribution networks, and marketing departments around products that cost 10 to 50 times more than tannic acid. A powder that any mechanic could mix in a coffee can for $3 was not a product opportunity. It was a direct, existential threat to their entire business model. By 1952, the American coatings industry had consolidated into a handful of corporations controlling over 70% of the domestic rust prevention market. Their entire revenue model depended on a single, elegant principle. Rust must always be treated as a recurring problem, never as a solved one. Think about that for a long moment. Every can of rust primer on the shelf at your hardware store assumes you will need another can in 18 months. Every replacement rocker panel, every new exhaust pipe, every aftermarket wheel well patch exists because the original part was designed to corrode and be repurchased. Corrosion-related repairs account for roughly 30% of the automotive aftermarket revenue. That is $90 billion flowing through garages, dealerships, and body shops every single year because of rust damage alone. A permanent $3 solution does not fit anywhere inside that massive economic engine. Tannic acid cannot be patented because it is a naturally occurring compound found in oak bark, tea leaves, chestnut wood, grape seeds, and dozens of common plant sources. You cannot build a subscription business around a powder that any person can buy in bulk for less than the cost of a fast food meal. You absolutely cannot justify a $500 dealership rust protection package when the primary active ingredient can be brewed from a box of black tea bags. So the industry did what industries always do when a cheap, effective solution threatens expensive revenue. They did not ban it. They just repackaged it. I marked it up and made sure nobody recognized the original source. The commercial rust converter products you see at every hardware store for $15 to $30 per small bottle contain tannic acid as their primary active ingredient. Pull up the safety data sheet on any major brand rust converter sold in the United States, and you will find tannic acid listed right there in the chemical composition section. They take $3 worth of naturally occurring powder, dissolve it in cheap petroleum solvents, pour it into a branded bottle with aggressive marketing graphics, and sell it back to you at 10 to 15 times the actual cost. The chemistry inside that expensive plastic bottle is identical to what Roman blacksmiths used. The only difference is the label and the massive markup. The 1978 Consumer Product Reformulation Guidelines made the disguise even easier. Manufacturers gained the ability to list active ingredients under proprietary trade names rather than standard chemical nomenclature. Tannic acid suddenly became proprietary rust conversion compound or stabilized iron chelation formula or advanced oxide modification technology. Same molecule. New vocabulary. Dramatically higher price point. Automotive dealerships pushed the concealment even further. Dealer-applied rust protection packages costing anywhere from $500 to $2,000 spray on compounds that contain tannin derivatives blended with petroleum wax and mineral spirits. The tannic acid performs the actual chemical conversion. The wax gives it that premium factory-applied appearance. And the price tag convinces you that you are receiving space-age technology. But this knowledge never disappeared. It was simply priced out of your awareness. Buried under marketing budgets and hidden behind proprietary trade names. Chemistry does not care about brand strategy. Iron tannate does not expire. And oak trees have never charged a corporate licensing fee. Here is exactly how you can reclaim this process. And it is almost insultingly simple. Go to any grocery store, health food supplier, or online bulk retailer and purchase food-grade tannic acid powder. A 100-gram bag costs between $3 and $5 and treats approximately 40 square feet of rusted metal surface area. Measure 4 grams of tannic acid powder and dissolve it in 100 milliliters of warm water. Stir until fully dissolved. The liquid should turn the color of strong black tea. That is your rust conversion solution. The exact same fundamental chemistry the Romans used, the same formula the British Navy documented, the same compound the United States military deployed across 3 continents. Take a wire brush or coarse steel wool and scrub the rusted surface to remove any loose flaking material. You do not need to sand down to bare shiny metal. In fact, you should not. This solution converts existing rust rather than requiring you to remove it. Remember, applying it to clean bare steel will do absolutely nothing. It needs the iron oxide to react. Apply the tannic acid solution evenly across the rusted area using a cheap foam brush, a cotton rag, or a simple spray bottle. Within 10 to 15 minutes, you will watch the rust begin changing color from orange-brown to dark blue-black. That visible color shift is the molecular conversion happening before your eyes, as iron 3 oxide becomes iron 3 tannate in real time on the surface of your metal. Let the treated surface air dry completely, which takes approximately 2 to 4 hours, depending on ambient temperature and humidity. Once fully dry, apply a second coat following the same process for maximum conversion depth and protection. After the second coat cures, the surface is ready to accept any top coat you choose. Paint, oil, wax, or polyurethane. The converted iron tannate surface actually bonds more effectively to paint and top coats than bare polished steel ever could. For camp tools like axes and hatchets, finish with a thin coat of boiled linseed oil. For vehicle frames and undercarriages, follow with a rubberized spray undercoating. 100 grams of powder is enough to treat an entire full-size truck frame and a complete set of garage tools. Your total investment is $3 and roughly 45 minutes of your afternoon. Compare that to a professional automotive rust treatment service, charging up to $800 for what is fundamentally the same molecular reaction performed with a fancier spray gun. Every civilization that worked iron understood this fundamental truth. $400 billion in annual auto parts revenue depends on you never learning it. $90 billion in yearly corrosion repair invoices depends on you believing that rust is an inevitable force of nature with no permanent cure. $15 bottles of rebranded tannic acid depend on you never once reading the ingredients list. But this knowledge did not disappear. It was just priced out of your awareness. Chemistry does not care about brand strategy. Iron tannate does not expire, and oak trees have never charged a licensing fee. If this changed how you look at rust on your truck frame or your garage tools, then subscribe and share this video right now. Every share puts a crack in the wall they spent billions building.